Self-love is a lot harder than it sounds. If you are trying to start your path to healing, then one of the first things that you probably are going to think about is starting to prioritize yourself. And if not, I hope that you're going to start to think about that. Prioritizing yourself, what your needs are, how you need to soothe yourself and begin the healing process. That's what we're all about here on this channel. Yes, we acknowledge that we have been in toxic relationships. We've been involved with narcissistic people. We've had narcissistic family members, toxic work relationships, but we don't want to stay stuck there. We always want to acknowledge that, yes, that happened and be affirmed in that, but we want to shift and move towards healing. So, self-love, let's talk about that today. Hi, my name is Chandanicole. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, I appreciate you so much. I hope that you are getting something out of what I call these lunchtime lessons, because I film them on my lunch break because that's when I can do it. So let's take a look at today's lesson. You know, I was thinking about the passage in Corinthians where it talks about love. And what it dawned on me was that when we read that passage, we often apply it to external love. Us loving someone else or someone loving us. So when it talks about, here I'll read just the one, couple verses in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 6. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. So a lot of times when we read that, if you are familiar with it or if you've heard that verse before, you think about either A, how you should be loving people, or B, how people should be loving you. But I want us to think about this passage in terms of loving ourselves. Love is patient. Are you patient with yourself? Are you kind? It says it does not envy. It does not boast. To me, that I think of comparing yourself on social media with other people. Are you envious of other people? Are you beating yourself up because you feel like you're coming up short because this person online, it looks like they are experiencing this, or they are at a certain place in their career or their family, or they're traveling, their life looks so glamorous. Are you comparing yourself? Being patient with yourself and loving yourself, forgiving yourself, those are things that are a lot harder than surface value. When we think of self-love nowadays, a lot of times you hear about a self-care day, soft life, and it's things like going to get a massage or getting your hair or nails done. If you're, a lady, those might be things that you put underneath of self-love or self-care. But I challenge you to go deeper and ask yourself, are you really patient with yourself? Or do you beat yourself up when you make mistakes? Are you kind to yourself? Are you envious? Are you constantly comparing yourself to other people and then feeling less than, feeling like you come up short, feeling like you don't have purpose, feeling like your life doesn't matter, you're not seen, you're not heard? Verse 5 says, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. Do you get easily angered with yourself? I am always amazed when I hear people call themselves dumb. Have you ever been around somebody and they make a mistake and they'll call themselves by the first name? In my case, Shonda, that was so dumb. What are you thinking? That is so dumb. I really am always amazed at people that call themselves dumb. You are not dumb. You may have made a mistake or maybe you misunderstood something, but you're not dumb. And it's just almost like second nature sometimes to have that negative self-talk and you don't even realize what you're saying and that you are internalizing it. Do you know what I mean? You really are taking it in. It says that the second half of verse 5 says, love keeps no record of wrongs. Do you remind yourself of, oh my gosh, I messed up again. I did the same stupid thing last week or last month, or here I am in this relationship with the same type of person. I cannot believe that I can't see this type of person and allow this to happen to me again. What am I thinking? And you get angry with yourself, you beat yourself up, and you keep record of wrongs. How about if we say, you know what? It is what it is. There were red flags, I didn't see them. Or maybe I didn't know that it was as big of a deal as it really is. Maybe it looked like a pink flag. And so, yes, am I disappointed that I made the mistake again? Yes, but I need to move on. I need to figure out what are the next best steps that I can take. Sometimes it's just putting one foot in front of the next. What is the next thing to do? You may not be able to have the whole plan figured out. You may not be able to see that far. There could be so many variables in a circumstance or situation that you can't see all the things that you should do, exactly how it's going to play out. But if you can say to yourself, you know what, I messed up, but what is the next best thing for me to do? Sometimes if you can just figure out that next best thing, that is the best way that you can love yourself. Lastly, verse 6 says, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Again, make sure that you are telling yourself the truth about yourself. That negative self-talk, that's not truth. That may be something that you have come to believe about yourself because maybe your parent told you that you were dumb or that you weren't going to be anything, or a partner told you that you were lazy and that, you would always need them. Whatever those negative thoughts are that maybe you have internalized, not even realizing it, but just it kind of got inundated. You just heard it so often and so much that it just, oh my gosh, I got to get up. Can't be lazy. Can't take a break. That type of thing. Are you really believing the truth? Because God says that you are made in his image, and he says that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that he has created you just a little bit lower than himself. You are created even higher than the angels. So those are the things that are really truth. He says he's forgiven you as far as the east is from the west. So why not forgive yourself? If the creator of the universe has forgiven you and he's not thinking anymore about your mistakes, repent, move forward, figure out what the next thing is to do. And this is so important when we're at these transitions in life, especially transitions where you are coming out of a toxic relationship. No matter whether, like I say, it's family, work, romantic relationship, when you're coming out of a relationship and you're at that transition point, that crossroads in life, thinking about sometimes what is the next best thing for me to begin to soothe myself and love myself and heal myself. Loving yourself is paramount to healing yourself. Lastly, verse 7, it always protects. Love always protects, it always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. I love that because that tells you how much power you have when you love yourself. Do you protect yourself? Do you put up boundaries? Whether that means you have to go no contact with someone, that you have to enforce a boundary that maybe you just verbally have said. Do you protect yourself? Do you remove yourself from people who aren't safe? They aren't safe to be vulnerable with. They aren't safe to trust your heart with, to give them your deepest thoughts and feelings. Do you protect yourself by removing yourself from people who are verbally abusive, who just have chaotic drama always in their life and they want to drop it in your lap and have you fix the problem for them? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your gut? Do you trust your intuition? And a lot of times that is an area where we won't trust ourselves, especially if we've made bad choices in partners. We begin not to trust ourselves, trust our judgment, trust our intuition, trust that gut feeling. So even if you didn't trust your gut in the past and you had that feeling like red flag, I see something that's, not healthy with this person. They don't have a healthy attitude about X, Y, and Z. They're not treating me the way I exactly want to be treated. And maybe you ignored those red flags. Don't write off trusting your intuition. You can go back to that. You can listen to that still small voice that is telling you, don't do that. Go over here. This person's not good for you. Trust yourself. Love always trusts. It always hopes. I want you to begin to dream again. What is life going to look like on the other side of this bad situation? How do I want my life to be different? If you could dream about where you want to be and what you want to do, and money's not an issue, your skill set's not an issue, maybe there's a career you want, maybe there's travel you want to do, maybe there's a hobby you want to start, dream again. Because when you dream, eventually you'll start to take steps in that direction. And lastly, love always perseveres. You're stronger than you know. When you come through these situations that have been harmful to you, you find the inner strength to keep going. Because when you love yourself, you can persevere through the toughest of times. So, do you really love yourself? Or could you use some work in that area? I know I'm still working on some of these things. Forgiving myself, trusting myself. I want to dream again. I want to hope again that there is a better thing out there than what I've been through. I don't want to look like what I've been through. I don't want to live in the past, constantly rehashing what has happened in the past. Today's a new day. God's mercies are new. So I hope that you will really dig deep and start to take steps to love yourself. That is today's lunchtime lesson. I've got some electrolyte water. This electrolyte water by Element. If you guys have never tried this stuff is great. And I've got my chicken salad. So I'm going to eat my lunch, get back to class, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you should ever need prayer, drop it down in the comments. Let's pray for each other. Y'all take care. Until tomorrow. Bye.